Hello friends, greetings from the Costa Brava. Here in the town of Platja, Holy Week has just come to an end and we are already filming a new video. I'm not sure exactly when this will be released, but I have to tell you, we haven't even hit the middle of April yet and it is already very hot. Even dressed as I am today, it's quite warm. And once again, I want to address my favorite sore subject. When our competitors from the south of Spain claim that it's cold on the Costa Brava, don't believe them. Today, I'm going to show you a very interesting property, especially in terms of its location relative to the city center and the school. Everything is literally just 5 minutes away, and we are going to prove it together. My name is Marina, you're watching the Damlex Realty channel, and here we go. Well, here we are inside the house. We actually came in through a side entrance, but I'll show you the main entrance a bit later. This is the living room. It's divided into two areas, a dining zone and a lounge area for watching TV, complete with a sofa and a fireplace. As you can see, everything here is done in black and white tones. Apparently, the owners really like this combination. Overall, it looks quite good and stylish. Many people love a black and white color scheme. Right here, as you can see, we have 3 steps separating the dining area from the living room. Now, one could have spent more on leveling the ground to keep everything on one single level. However, this house isn't that expensive. It's a fairly budget-friendly option for this area. If more had been spent on leveling the plot, the cost of the house would have been higher accordingly. And honestly, it's not always practical to do so. The dining area is right next to the kitchen. Here we have a breakfast table, as you can see. Honestly, if it were up to me, I'd tear this wall down completely. It's unnecessary here. It serves no real purpose and only visually eats up the space. We could remove all of this and open it up. You'd get a spacious kitchen. You could even add an island if you like that layout, while still having plenty of room for a proper dining table. Plus, from right here, we have access to a very cozy open terrace. This is such a comfortable area. As you can see, we have a canopy here for the barbecue, allowing us to hide away from the summer heat. The current owners have a thatched roof, but I would do something different. I'd add a sort of living hedge right here. If you look closely, but you'll see what's missing: natural greenery. Everything here was designed for short stays because this house was used as a vacation home. It wasn't a permanent residence. Everything was kept to a minimum so they wouldn't have to spend money on gardeners. That's why there is artificial grass everywhere and very few plants, but the space is practically screaming for some greenery. Imagine if I would personally remove this artificial turf and perhaps extend the tiling, because you don't really need a lawn in this specific terrace zone. Then I would plant everything with either grapevines or my favorite, wisteria, which hangs in beautiful clusters. It creates natural shade and smells incredible. The whole house would be filled with its fragrance. It would become that perfect little corner where everyone wants to spend as much time as possible. And again, it's so convenient. The kitchen and living room are right nearby. By making this zone cozier, it will be better integrated and get much more use than I think it does right now. Because of course, during the summer heat, it would be impossible to stay out here otherwise. It's already hot as it is. From the terrace, we can head down to the pool. The house, as you'll see when we head back, is all on one level, even though it technically has 2 floors. But I'll explain that in order. This is the balcony where I first greeted you. For a relatively small plot of about 750 square meters, the pool is a very decent size. I was actually surprised when I first came to this house. Usually, with a plot this size, the pool is half this big, just enough for a quick dip. But here you can actually swim. The only downside you might notice is that since our main living area is upstairs, the pool is only accessible from this side. However, there's a way to work around that, but more on that later. And going back to the garden, everything here needs to be planted. You could put in a lawn, or if you don't want the hassle of grass, some beautiful white gravel. That would give it a bit of a Japanese garden feel. The area adjacent to the house is what we call La Riera in Spanish. It's a natural stream bed, a natural channel for rainwater that flows down from the mountains toward the sea. What's the advantage here? All the neighboring houses are situated at a very decent distance because there is a protected buffer zone for this watercourse where building is strictly prohibited. This is the boundary, is the closest anyone can build to the house. You can see the neighboring plots behind us. If something is built there in the future, it will be at quite a distance. This means you'll never have that window-to-window feeling with your neighbors, ensuring your privacy. As you've already noticed, the entire house is oriented in this direction. There isn't a sea view, but that is exactly why the price of the house is only 749,000 euros. As of today, I can officially state that this is the most affordable house in this area. There was another property at the same price point recently, but as I was driving here for the shoot, our manager informed me that one of our clients has already placed a deposit on it. So I repeat, for the 700,000 euros to 750,000 euros range, this is currently the best priced property in this part of town. On the plus side, I really like that the plot isn't sloped. As you can see, everything here is level and the underground driveway to the garage is quite wide. It's very easy to pull into the garage, maneuver and head back out. Overall, everything is very convenient and comfortable. What's missing is that sense of homey, cozy atmosphere, simply because the previous owners used it as a vacation cottage. But that is something the new owner will get to enjoy creating. And here it is, the main entrance I promised to show you. We have a very decent sized area here in front of the house. As I've mentioned many times before, I really like houses that don't lean directly against one side of the plot or another. You see that very often with older houses, and they usually end up having issues with dampness. Here, as you can see, the house doesn't abut any rock face. It sits on top of the rock but isn't pressed against it. Because of that, there's room for things like this playground. Of course, if you don't have children, you could completely reorganize this space. It's a great solid entrance to the home. Even if it rains, everything stays dry. And as I mentioned earlier, this house is all on one level. Your entire daily life happens right here on this floor. We have 3 bedrooms here. This is the first one, located right near the main entrance. The windows of this bedroom also overlook the front entrance area. Next to it is the bathroom featuring a walk-in shower, once again in a black and white color scheme, but with touches of gray on the floor. It's actually gray marble here. In this section, we find another bedroom with built-in wardrobes. You can tell from the types of beds, the stickers on the closets and the names on the doors that both of these were used as children's rooms. So this house actually has a proper hallway right here. Overall, if you remove this mirror, you could install a wardrobe for coats, something we all really appreciate. Or you could place a chest of drawers here with a mirror above it, or perhaps a wardrobe on this side and a console table on the other. There are so many ways to style this beautifully. We'll head down to the lower level later, but the most interesting part is still ahead of us. This is the master bedroom. As you can see, the ensuite bathroom also follows that black and white color scheme. There's a walk-in shower here, but no bidet. You might remember me saying several times now that bidets are becoming a thing of the past. This is the parents' bedroom and it has direct access to the terrace where I first greeted you. Overall, the view from here is quite nice. Even if you imagine a house being built in front of us, it would be positioned further down. It wouldn't be an eyesore or block your view significantly. The outlook remains very open and airy. We are now on the lower level. While it's currently not used as a primary living space, as you can see, there are full-sized windows here, meaning it can absolutely be converted into a habitable area. If you find yourself needing more bedrooms than what's available upstairs, you could easily set one up here. There's already a bathroom on this floor. Currently, the owners have been using this room as a TV lounge. However, if the main part of the house is enough for you, I would turn this into a gym. There is also a 4th bedroom here, one of those rooms that my male clients, and I heard this term from them first, so apologies to all the mothers-in-law out there, don't blame me, call the mother-in-law suite. Interestingly, the ceilings here are even higher than in the upper part of the house. You could tear down this wall to create one large open space. It would make for a fantastic fitness studio. Alternatively, you could use it differently. The big plus is that we already have plumbing and drainage here, so relocating the bathrooms wouldn't be difficult. You could create a high-end wellness area with a sauna, hammam and a walk-in shower. Whether you put the sauna in the mother-in-law room or right here, the possibilities are great. Basically, with a little work, you can turn this into a very functional and cool floor. Right now, in my opinion, a lot of this space is going to waste, but with a bit of vision, you can really bring it to life. From here, we lead right into the garage. As you can see, it's quite large for such a compact house. If you don't actually need a garage this big, you could certainly think of ways to reorganize it. And remember what I mentioned earlier when we were by the pool about how to create a direct exit from the house to the pool area. Well, if you were to build a sauna here, which the space is practically begging for, you'd naturally want to install floor-to-ceiling windows. Of course, because we have different ground levels here, standard full-length windows might be tricky. That would be a question for the architect to see how to navigate that. But a direct exit from this level just makes sense. There is also this storage room, which could technically be removed. We could clear out this section and connect everything, integrating it with the garage area. Now, here is an interesting detail about this house, and I mention this quite often, the lighting. We have plenty of natural light here. In fact, this room is incredibly bright on its own. Even if I turn off the lights, as you can see, it doesn't really change the picture. I've switched them off and it's just as bright. So for anyone wanting an extra room, this is a fantastic spot. Even though it's technically at ground level, you can see how light it is. It's not dark or intimidating at all. Regarding the systems, the house has diesel heating and air conditioning installed. Europe is currently moving away from gas, aiming to use it as little as possible. That is why many people are now switching to heat pumps and solar panels. I believe that in the near future, the very concept of gas heating will become a thing of the past. We have to pause for a moment because, listen, there's a drone overhead. While our operator is filming the aerials, we're standing here just soaking in the silence. We've come to the conclusion that this location is excellent, it's quiet and peaceful. Most importantly, it's very close to the city center. We'll definitely put that to the test at the end of the video. There's so much space here currently being wasted on this playground. If you don't have children or grandchildren, you could transform this into a blooming garden. It's a substantial area. You could plant everything and let ivy climb the walls. It would cover them beautifully and quickly. With every property, I always think about how to position it. Of course, the main point is that the house is at a great price for Platja. But now, it occurs to me that this house is perfect for someone who doesn't want to build from scratch, but wants to take an existing home and bring it to perfection. In this house, you have plenty of room to apply your energy, effort, and design imagination. The construction quality is high. Even though it's currently uninhabited, I've looked around and there are no structural cracks or shifting, despite being on a slight slope. It's a very pleasant, sunny spot. At the same time, you won't get that exhausting heat like many houses right by the sea. Because of the hill behind us, the sun eventually dips behind it, providing a comfortable temperature where the midday heat is balanced by a cool morning and evening breeze. That's a very good setup for the Spanish climate. Just past this house, there's a white home with solar panels. That was actually an old house that was recently renovated, and it turned out amazing. Those owners were looking for exactly this, a quiet spot near the center, not too far up the mountain, and at a reasonable price. They chose that house, renovated it, and are moving in just in time for the season. So for those of you who aren't afraid of a renovation project, I highly recommend taking a close look at this property, and I'll remind you once more, as of today, this is the most budget-friendly home in this part of town. So we've seen everything inside the house, and now I invite you to drive with me to the school and the city center. Are you ready? We're going to find out exactly how far they are through a practical test. Actually, I just realized this is my second time doing an experiment like this. And here we go. We're heading out. By the way, look, the trash collection point is right here. What is that? Maybe 200 meters. Now we're turning onto the road that leads to the town center. Many people calculate the distance to the school or center based on walking. Even though there are no sidewalks along this specific stretch, you'll see people on electric scooters or Europeans who just love walking, even downhill. Honestly, I can't imagine how they trek back up in the heat, but I see these enthusiasts all the time. And just like that, we're already driving alongside the school grounds. I don't even know how long that took, maybe 2 minutes less. That white car pulling out right there is coming from the gates of the international school. That's it. If you have children, you can easily send them here on their own. Once we cross the bridge over the highway, we're officially in Platja. The house we visited today has specific advantages that will be appreciated by buyers who value being near the school, living on a quiet street, and staying close to the center. Perfect for those who don't want to be constantly dependent on a car or climb high into the mountains. Oh, and today is Friday. That means we're going to see the farmers market, which I've mentioned in previous videos. It looks like they're still open. We won't go in today, but if you'd like us to do a full review of these local markets, let us know in the comments. Your wish is our command. Here's the market. They have everything here. Clothes, fresh fruits and vegetables. This is usually a free parking lot, but on Friday mornings it's reserved for the vendors, and now we're in the center. For those who missed my previous videos, right here we have a wine shop, a large supermarket with plenty of parking, and the Center Medic Clinic. Everything you need is right here. And while this isn't a paid ad, I have to show you a truly worthy spot for breakfast, brunch, or just a delicious coffee. For me, the best coffee in this heat is right here at a cafe called La Maglia. They are our neighbors. Our office is located just nearby. La Maglia is a perfect example of how to build a successful business from scratch. I've watched the owner grow this place through sheer quality, even though it's not on the busiest street. To those looking to start a business in Spain, do it right, put your soul into it, study what people need, and success will follow. Well, we're at the central roundabout now, and this is where I'll say goodbye. Give us a like, hit the bell icon, and tell me in the comments what you think of this property. I suspect it might spark some mixed feelings. My name is Marina, representing Damlex Realty. If you are interested in buying property in Barcelona or on the Costa Brava, get in touch. Bye-bye.